Hello S2, welcome back to week 2 of digital learning. This week we are going to be learning about Jim Crow laws. So last week we learned that in 1860 slavery was ended in America. However, although slavery ended, it was replaced by something known as segregation. Segregation meant that lots of things had to be separate for black and white people. They were meant to be separate and equal, but this was rarely the case. Black and white people had to attend different schools. They couldn't sit in the same parts of restaurants. They had separate sections on buses, and if all the white seats were filled and another white person got on the bus, a black person living in America would have to give up their seat to them. Even toilets were segregated. There was also the separate benches in parks and separate water fountains, and this was very degrading and humiliating to black people. So why were Jim Crow laws actually allowed to happen? Why was the government allowed to make a law which said that a black person wasn't as equal as a white? Well, black people weren't given the right to vote. Therefore, because they couldn't vote, they couldn't change the person who was in charge. And if the person in charge didn't need to be concerned about black people's rights, then he wasn't going to change them. Because the president would just want to benefit white people, as those are the people who are going to vote for him. So how could black Americans gain the vote? Well, they could sit a test, and if they got full marks on the test, they got the vote. If they got a single mark wrong, they wouldn't pass. And this test was designed to be very, very tricky. Each question could have multiple answers, so even if you got one of the right answers, the person marking it could say, no, this was the answer I was actually looking for. You also had to answer each question in 20 seconds. You're going to try some of these test questions in your second task.